Hello, Aquarius Collective. This is your reading for predictions for 2024, the coming year. I've already pre-shuffled the cards and scryed in the mirror, meditated. So just want to let you know, though, that this is a general reading. It's not a one-to-one reading. So the things that come up in the cards may or may not resonate with you. Do not feel bad if it does not. I do recommend, even though this series is quite long, if you have free time, I recommend that you watch the videos associated with your moon and your rising signs. Those are equally important to get a full and complete picture for the coming year. And a favor to ask, I realize that we as humans do not tend to trust things that are new, and this channel is new. However, if anything in this video resonates with you, I do ask that you go ahead and subscribe, get the channel a chance. I do publish these videos on a monthly basis. Everything is free. It's no strings attached. I will never message you to ask for your money or to ask for your business in any way. So that would be great if you could do that for me. So let's just go ahead and get into the reading, Aquarius. So for my premeditative messages that I've received, I got the Six of Cups. I've got the Emperor, Three of Cups, but I've also got the Death card reversed, Nine of Wands, and the Magician reversed. So a few energies that come up with these cards. Obviously, there's something to celebrate here. I feel like you're recovering from what felt like an ego death. Maybe there were relationships or a work situation, maybe some sort of dynamics with the previous institution that you were involved in that didn't really go your way. I just, with the Nine of Wands, Nine of Wands is a wounded warrior card. It's a healing card, and the Magician reverse could, it could represent a person, but I just feel the Magician reversed is, I get a sense that after you've done a lot of cleansing, a lot of healing, brought up shadow work, you're in sort of a pre-manifestation state. And I feel like this is not something that you're sitting idly by and allowing it to just kind of like come to fruition if the universe so desires to give it to you, because the Emperor is here, and that's definitely a strong leadership card. It came in the upright and not in the reverse either. So I do get a sense that for some of you, you could be getting into some sort of bond with somebody who embodies the Emperor energy. This is a divine masculine card, so to the divine feminines out there, you could be finding your counterpart, because Six of Cups is definitely a soul bond card. If it's in the reverse, it could be like unhealthy attachments to people from the past, but I get a sense that you're moving on from something that occurred in the past, you're cleaning it out, and you're manifesting this new connection. It seems to be something you're going to really enjoy, and I get a sense that this internal change that you had gone through, it's allowing you to be able to fully step into your power. For those of you who are actually divine masculines watching this video, I do get a sense with the Emperor card here too that you're stepping into your power. I don't see anything here indicative of the divine masculines finding a connection with the divine feminine, but we'll see what comes up in this reading here. So, but that internal change is going to end up manifesting itself as a three-dimensional change. And I do get a sense that this recovery and you coming into your power, you're stepping into your power, there's a lot to celebrate here. Just to open up, excuse me, with the reading. So the Oracle card that came out is breaking molds. So other things that came out, breaking molds, breaking barriers. For some of you, it could be either a figurative or, I mean, this is really always figurative, right? But like breaking a glass ceiling, but breaking into something that you were always destined to step into, but you've been longing for a while, and I feel like you've been constantly fighting battles to try to get to where you need to be, but with the Emperor card showing up with the Three of Cups, I get a sense that you finally succeeded. And breaking molds is all about, it does say break boundaries. I'm a little iffy on the use of breaking boundaries, but breaking barriers seems more adequate. And it says erase all previous identifications. Anything which fixes you permanently comes together in one mold. And it also says new way, new direction, different and unique. So I get a sense for some of you in the Aquarius collective, you're finding that a lot of your power really lies in your ability to stand strong in your uniqueness and your own. Everything that you bring to the table is equally important as everything that's stood for a long time institutional-wise. I get a sense that you are the brand new set of eyes that some of your employers have been looking for, and or organizational, right? Because I mean, yeah, as I'm going into this, especially with breaking molds, I get a sense that this definitely has to do with institutions, societal organizations that have been doing things the same way for a long time, and you're coming in with a lot of this firepower, a lot of ideas, creativity, and you're changing things, because Death Reverse is also all about internal change. So maybe the internal change that you're initiating is in an organization you've been a part of for a while, and you finally are able to break through. There's a major breakthrough here, and I feel like you have facilitated that breakthrough that your organization has been seeking for quite some time. I feel that some of you are actually able to put into, you've found a way to put into words what it is that has been on your mind, and the people who surround you are actually very grateful, and they see you embodying this Emperor energy. Yeah, that's this, but it's all about stepping into your power through your natural talents and your own uniqueness, your individual uniqueness. So that's the message, that's the opening message for this reading that I have for you, Aquarius Collective. So for the 2024 reading, what I'm going to do is I'm drawing one card from this deck. This is the Weaver Tarot deck from Threads of Fate. I will be drawing one card for each month with this deck, and I only read the cards upright, and then I'll draw 1 or 2 clarification cards over these cards for each month, just to really delve into the energies that come up. And then after that, I'll be drawing cards associated with the astrological signs here. Oh, and already there's a lot. Okay. All right, so 2024, already for a lot of astrological signs, it feels like it's going to be a karmic year. Clearing out a lot of karmic cycles, karmic energies, debts. But 2024 reduces to the number 8, and in numerology, the number 8 is the number of the self. It's also the number, it's the number of the 8th house. So 8th house is representative of taboos, of shadow, of transformation. You got a lot of energy coming out here. Okay. Oh, we got the Empress coming out here too. So this looks like it's geared towards both divine, feminine, and masculine. So we'll dig into that in a second here. But going on to what I was saying, the number 8 for this year, it represents the self, the higher self, the middle self, the lower self, all aspects of us that we need to bring together and turn into one powerful solidified energy. It's also the number of karma, because the number 8, if you turn it on the side, it represents infinity, and infinity is all about yin, yang, give, take, good, bad. And where it crosses is that gray area where all forces combine. But 8th house is a house of, oh, nice. 8th house is the house of taboos. It's the house of inheritance. It's the house of death and rebirth. It's associated with the occult. It's associated with sudden losses and gains financially, sudden good things or sudden bad things happening. The reason why this house is not really well liked is because of the fact that it's usually considered a house that's unruly and can't be controlled or contained. But I get a sense for 2024, being that the vibration is going to be number 8 for all of us as a human collective, that what you're going to end up seeing is people having to do shadow work. The 8th house is the house that brings things to the fore. It's the house of secrets. So I feel that what we're going to see as a collective secrets being exposed. Okay, this could have to do with politics. It could be corporations, economically. It could be celebrities. What you might see here with this house is a lot of things that were kept secret are coming out. There might be a chance of scandals leaking out into the open. But I get more of a sense that, yeah, that's on like a grand level. But for you guys, for you Aquarius, I get a sense that you're really learning how to step into your own power, and what was hidden is a lot of your ideas and your creativity. What was hidden, like things that are hidden that are good things, could also be coming out to the fore as a collective as well. So you'll find too, a lot of people with natural gifted talents are being discovered. New people, younger people end up getting famous for talents that they've had this whole time, but society never knew about. I mean, there's always a positive spin to hidden things and secrets coming out into the open too. So, and I did mention that 2024 is going to be a karmic year where a lot of us are doing shadow work and addressing things that have been hidden. I mean, not all karma is bad karma. There's a such thing as good karma and good dharma, which means that a lot of the good karmas that people have been investing into this life and lives previously, they'll get payouts from spirit in association with that as well. So let's go ahead and delve into the cards here. So for January, I see a Queen of Cups energy for you, Aquarius. This to me tells me that you're very hopeful for the start of the new year. You're energetically balanced. I get a sense that you're, because this is a divine feminine energy here, Queen of Cups is all about being open to receiving. I did mention as I was meditating that the Magician reverse came up, and the Magician reverse could represent a lot of things, but one of the things it can represent is you're in your pre-manifestation state. So all of the things that you have told the divine, everything that you told the divine, your guides, your angels, your ancestors, they have heard you, and the universe is working on it. For February, I've got the Knight of Coins. This card is always interesting to me. Different tarot decks will have different art, and it's all up to the creator's interpretation of what it represents, and then the reader is to interpret the will of the artist. And all the energies that come through from universe. But this is Knight of Coins, but it has a sword on it. So I've been thinking, at least from this deck, this is not only standing in your power and your foundation, but it's also about speaking your truth as well. And I did mention that the breakthrough that you're having, breaking through molds, has everything to do with you speaking your truth and standing in your power, but your natural talents are now being observed and discovered by the people around you as well. The reason I'm saying is because as we move into the month of March, you've got the Queen of Coins. Queen of Coins is a divine feminine representation of the King of Coins. This card represents energies of Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus, so you might have a lot of heavy earth placements in your astrological chart. But Queen of Coins is standing in your power. It's abundance, it's material abundance, it's emotional abundance, but this is also a slow moving card too. The coins tends to be slow moving. So I get a sense going from the Knight of Coins to the Queen of Coins that you're building something here. You're building something not just for you, for your foundation, but for whatever department it is that you're working for. Because I do get a sense that most of this reading, the energies that I'm picking up on, are about that career mindset. So going into April, we have the Strength card. And the Strength is also a firepower card. It's a Leo energy, but this also has the sun on it too. So I'm getting sun, star, and moon energies coming up from the artwork as well. So I feel like what you're doing, these ideas and creativity that you have, you're finding a way to actually synthesize it and bring it out to the fore to materialize in the three-dimensional world. I get a sense that the strength that you've gained by stepping into your Emperor energy, your Emperor power, the Emperor Divine Masculine is an energy of doing, establishing, creating, building. And I get a sense that you're going into a building kind of energy here. So going into May, we've got the Four of Cups. This could be interpreted a few ways, and we'll see what kind of clarification cards come up. So I'll just address the two meanings that are coming through right now. So the first meaning, based upon the artwork and the energies that I'm receiving from it, you're getting an offer from the universe, a helping hand. It could be something like maybe somebody's passing you the microphone so that you can share your ideas. Could be a promotion, could be a bonus. Cups don't normally represent anything monetarily speaking, but it could represent a helping hand from the universe. Marginally speaking, though, this also could be you are not happy with all the things that you have. It could be representative of you have everything that you need, but you just feel like something is lacking. So it could be a card of you trying to rediscover your passion and zest for life. So moving on into the month of June, we've got 10 of coins here, which is big money energy. This is the card that represents, it represents inheritance. It represents wealth. It represents generational wealth and stability, but stability enjoyed by family means. On very rare occasions, based upon other cards that come out, this could actually represent like, very rare occasions. It could represent millionaire energy, but as I mentioned, very rare occasions. But overall, I get a sense that in the month of June, you might be getting recognized and rewarded by your leadership, by your department with this card. For some of you, those of you who are nearing retirement, I'm getting a sense that you're actually getting a cash pension. Like a lot of employers have cash payout pensions. This could also be representative of getting money out of your 401k too after you've retired. But the reason why is because the hands are outstretched out to the universe ready to receive. And I did mention that going into this year, you're going in with an energy of being open to receiving. So this is a really good card for June. Moving into July, we've got the Empress. Which is indicated as the pillar here. So pillar is all about foundations. Pillars represent foundations holding up structures. And the Empress represents abundance and the divine feminine too. Divine feminine is also all about being open to receive and being a caretaker. It doesn't necessarily have to be representative of being a mother, but for some of you that might actually be the case. I get a sense, though, this is really, being that it's connected, it comes right after the 10 of coins. I just get a sense that this is like sitting happily in your abundance and being completely fulfilled on a material and emotional level, because it's directly beneath the Queen of Cups and it's diagonally connected to the Knight of Coins, and it's next to the Four of Swords, which is for August. So this is taking time out for yourself, enjoying the fruits of your labor, and sitting in your happiness. All of this to me just screams abundance. It screams gratitude and happiness. So Four of Swords is about rest, being able to rest. Swords, the Four of Swords, if you look at it, it's a guy laying, it looks like a coffin, but the card by itself does not always represent an actual death. But for some of you, there might be something that you have to rest and prepare for, because in the month of September, we've got the 10 of Swords, which is disconcerting, and I'll draw a few cards on that. But it feels like to me, for the second half of the year, you're resting and preparing for something that could potentially cause you a lot of anxiety. It could be something as simple as, like, for those of you taking college classes, maybe the class you've signed up for this semester has a bad reputation and you're worried about it. But we'll see what clarification cards come up. That is for September. October, you have the Hanged Man or the Hanged One. This deck is a gender neutral deck, so a lot of the names on these are gender neutral. But the Hanged One, that's all about practicing patience. It's suspension. Things are not moving. If the Eight of Swords actually comes out, it could be representative of you feeling trapped in your own mind. A lot of this feels more like actual anxiety and anxiousness, not necessarily things that are happening that are bad in the three dimension. But we'll get clarifications on all these. And then for November, I've got the Knight of Wands, which is fast movement. So after a month of pause and of waiting with the Hanged Man, you get fast movement with the Knight of Wands. A lot of energy, a lot of firepower. I do caution against being a little too impulsive, whatever this may represent to you for the month of November. And please bookmark this video and come back to it and just when you get further into the year of 2024, just to kind of see if it's materialized in your mind what exactly this represents here. But after feeling like you're sitting here waiting patiently waiting for something possibly to close out that causes you a lot of anxiety, there's a very fast forward movement here. But for December, we'll go ahead and draw some cards on this. I've got the Ten of Wands. Now, Ten of Wands, depending upon the cards it's surrounded by, may not always represent just overburdened or overworked. It could. But being that it's right next to the Knight of Wands and underneath the Ten of Coins, I get a sense that you're just working really hard to solidify the foundation that you want to last a lifetime here. I feel like you're putting in all of the work, all of the time, all of the energy, and you're getting like a second wind in November, but you're getting all this energy to build more, to keep building, to keep pushing out. I mean, for some of you, this could be, because Emperor is a representative of like managerial energy too. So for some of you who are actual leaders at work, it could be something as simple as, you're trying to close out projects before the close of the year, which a lot of companies and departments, like they're in the last 6 weeks of every year, there's always this huge rush to get everything done all at the same time, even though you've had like 12 months to spread it out. There's this tendency to want to really rush to try to get everything done so that you don't have to worry about it the last 2 weeks of December. And so that's a possible energy that's coming out for December here. So we'll go ahead and get some clarification cards for each of these months. All right. So for January, we've got Two of Wands, and that's upright here. Two of Wands for January. So looking towards the future, it's charting a course, opportunity, visualization, discovery. This is definitely indicative of that pre-manifestation here. So in order to manifest things for the future and to prepare to plan for the future, you have to have the vision. You have to visualize it. And I get a sense that you're going into this new year with a huge vision of how you want this year to look. Of course, when we draw out plans, it might not always all materialize the way we want to, or through the methodology that we set for things to get to, projects to get completed, things to get done here. But I do get a sense. That you're preparing to move forward here. For some of you, this might actually look like you're moving. You might actually be moving somewhere or traveling. Reason being is because for February, for the Knight of Coins, I got the Ten of Cups reverse, which says disconnected from your family, but it's also about imbalance, false sense of security, inauthentic relationships, and discord. That coming up for the Knight of Coins, though. I've been getting this energy for a lot of readings up to this point, and so it doesn't surprise me that this is bleeding through for Aquarius as well. 2024 for a lot of signs seems to be all about learning how to set proper boundaries and to do things, to chart a course forward, do things that make you happy and make you feel fulfilled. And I get a sense a lot of people are having to set some boundaries with relatives and family members trying to disrupt it. But that is a possibility. That is an energy that's coming through. For some of you, it could be just something as simple as you're going on a business trip, like because you got the Knight of Coins here. You're going on a business trip. It might be like a week or 2 weeks, and you'll be disconnected from your family. I mean, really, either way, you're really setting foundations forward for the future here, because for the next month, March, we've got Queen of Coins. Okay, let's get this. Okay, yeah. Some of you might actually be moving on to better pastures here, because Eight of Cups came up to clarify the Queen of Coins. And it says, walking away, release what doesn't serve you. Some of you might actually be disconnecting from relationships. It doesn't necessarily have to be family, but some of you might be disconnecting from friendships, relationships, partnerships that no longer serve you, and walking into material abundance. But with the Queen of Coins here, though, I feel like you trust that you're stable enough to be making moves of this nature. You have the power, you have the material abundance to support moving on to the next chapter. So let's go ahead and move on. Oh, Queen of Coins again. And Two of Cups. Okay. Yeah, so Two of Cups, and I also get the Moon reversed and Seven of Cups reversed. I get a sense that there is some sort of clarity. You've also got darkness to light, the spring equinox. Oh, the Lovers card. Okay. So some of you might actually be connecting with a divine partner. I do get a sense with the Two of Cups coming up right here, because that's a loving exchange. But I do get a sense some of you might actually be divine feminine, excuse me, divine feminine reconnecting with a divine masculine here. Because the Emperor energy did come up, and I did address it at the start of the reading. But for the month of April, we've got strength. We've got the Queen of Coins. It came up upright. And this card says business, savvy, prosperous, organized, grounded, nurturing, caring. This is a stability card for the divine feminine. But you have two Queen of Coins here right next to each other. And so I get a sense that for a lot of divine feminine energies, you will be stepping into your power. It could be that some people are seeing you embodying an Emperor energy, but as you are standing as a Queen of Coins Empress energy. Still very powerful here. The Empress, classically known, is representative of every queen in the deck. So in the Empress energy here for July, you could be showcasing energies associated with all of the queens in the deck, right? The Queen of Coins, Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, and Queen of Cups, all balanced, powerful, divine feminine energies here. I feel, and we'll get into this, I feel like for the first half of the year, you seem to be gearing up for something that might be a little chaotic in the second half of the year. But I think all of this is centered around you building your abundance and creating generational wealth. So moving on to May. Ace of Swords reversed. Clarifying the Four of Cups. So Ace of Swords reversed says a lack of ideas, blocked communication, clouded judgment, lack of direction, misinformation. So I think it's usually around April or May is, we tend to have like 3 Mercury retrogrades a year. And if I remember correctly, I think the Mercury retrogrades in 2024 are all associated with air signs. I could be wrong. I have to look it up. But around April, May is when there's usually a Mercury retrograde. And it feels like that the month of May doesn't look like anything like pretty major is going to happen that's going to disrupt you. It just feels like energy that's a little bit off, and you might have to take time out, sit it out, and let, wait for the energies, the universal energies to flow in a different direction and correct themselves. But there is a chance of there being miscommunication occurring around the month of May. So just be aware of that. So moving on to June. Okay, Knight of Swords reversed for 10 of Coins. Clarification. Missed opportunities, hurtful, sarcastic, impulsive, out of control. So clarification for 10 of Coins. I get a sense that for some of you, you might be waiting on a raise. I get raise energies here. Bonuses, promotions, things that you were promised. It could be just a payout of inheritance. I get a sense of impatience surrounding this and trying to force it to go your way. This cautions you against doing that. And Knight of Swords is air energy, but it's reversed. So just be careful with miscommunication. It's miscommunication surrounding your wealth. But let me see here. And we got Seven of Swords reversed, which says straightening out the record. Confessions, unworkable strategy, but also coming clean. So I get a sense that whatever this miscommunication was or is regarding your job, your wealth, or your money, or with family wealth, it's going to get cleared up. It looks like it might take a couple months for it to clear itself up. But with the Seven of Swords reversed, the record is going to get straightened. And Seven of Swords is Aquarius energy here too. But you kind of have to wait for it, because behind the Seven of Swords is the Hanged Man again, which is also all about patience here too. And the Hanged Man, it's Hangman reversed, so that's double impatience energy. So just be careful about being impatient with the energies around you here. So moving on over to July. Okay, clarification card. We got the Page of Swords reversed. Clarification for the Empress here too. It could be something as simple as like your energies feel a little bit scattered, and so you have to ground yourself in your current abundance to restabilize. We have a lot of swords coming up here from the swords suit, which doesn't surprise me for an air sign. But some of these are getting reversed, which I feel like it cautions you against being too sharp with your communication. Like, I'm warning you against like snapping energy. Page of Swords reversed could mean bad news, or it could mean the news that you're waiting on is getting delayed. I'm also picking up holding back from speaking your truth. It's perfectly okay to communicate with people that they're violating your boundaries or that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, as long as you do it in a respectful manner, right? Setting boundaries does not always have to be something that's really sharp and confrontational. I mean, protecting yourself can be confrontational sometimes, but I get a sense though that part of paying off your karma this year is learning how to speak your truth and set your boundaries without utilizing hostility to get your point across or turning into a bully. Because you have 3 cards here associated with swords about communication and bad communication, and these all feel like warning signs that could be disruptive. I mean, they're all placed upon really, really good cards, but in order for you to stand in your strength, though, just be cautious of that overly direct snapping energy. So moving into August here, I've got new moon, manifesting your desires, a change in direction, set your intentions, a new cycle begins. So we'll pull another card here to see what kind of new cycle we're talking about. Oh, the cards are all sticking together. Okay. A new cycle begins, and in order for a new cycle to begin, one must close. But at the bottom, we've got the Chariot reversed here too, which is facing opposition, forcefulness, coercion, lack of direction, blocked by obstacles. Some small energy here. I get a sense, because you have a lot of wealth and money cards all placed around here, I get a sense that some people are going to try to stand in the way of you getting what you deserve. Because as I mentioned here, a lot of the theme for the signs that I've done readings on to this point is setting boundaries with people who don't know how to respect boundaries, who expect you to overgive as they keep taking. Basically being surrounded by people that are like the human form of black holes. I get a sense that with the world coming up and new moon about manifestation with the Four of Swords, I get a sense that Your manifestations are going to come to the fore. You're going to end a cycle, clean everything out in terms of like setting boundaries to the point where you might have to leave some people, places, or things behind. But this new cycle here, though, it says achievement, success, accomplishment, integration, and fulfillment and travel. So I get a sense that there's a cycle that you're closing out here. You might be getting a little impatient with how slow it's closing, but I get a sense that around August, September timeframe is when it's going to end, because we have Ten of Swords here for September, and that actually could be like an end to something here too. Like completely getting rid of it and cleaning it out. But with the Chariot reversed here too, with that's just cautioning against being impatient. It feels to me like you're getting frustrated with slow-moving energies. And there's the Death card again. Ace of Coins, Ace of Wands, Justice. Yeah, I get a sense that you have all of these new starts here waiting for you. It's just taking a while for them to actually manifest. All right, moving on here. Clarification for the Ten of Swords here for September. I got the Knight of Coins. And Knight of Coins here, I believe it's, okay, so this diagonal from another Knight of Coins with the Ten of Cups reversed. So Knight of Coins, this card has it clarified as hardworking, responsible, protective, defensive, persistent, patient, loyal, but slow. I did mention that coins tend to be a very slow moving energy. So I get a sense that for a lot of you, you're waiting to get the payback for all of the energy that you invested into what you're creating here. I get a sense though that I get slow moving energies here. A lot of money cards, a lot of anxiety surrounding money cards. But the money cards are all upright though. So I get a sense that this is more you being in your own head about something that you've been waiting for. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to October. Oh, there's that payout. All right. Okay, we got Six of Coins upright, which is giving and receiving, but this is also offer of employment. It's being paid, getting a raise, getting a bonus, starting to get the checks that you've been waiting for. Maybe some of you were in the military and you've been waiting on the VA. You know, the VA, it takes such a long time to actually start processing things. You know, government institutions and all the red tape and the bureaucracy, it takes forever. So when I address it from that angle, all of this frustration with money, with pensions, with payouts and everything else, I mean, inheritances, when people pass away, closing that cycle out could also take a long time here too. So what I'm getting is, I'm getting governmental institutions taking forever to give you something you've been waiting for. You're waiting on a cycle to close out. It's causing you a lot of frustration, but towards the end of the year is when you actually get what you've been waiting for, because you got the Six of Coins here with the Hanged Man, and then suddenly we start propelling into the Knight of Wands energy here too. So, yeah, I get a sense that that's some energy that's waiting through here. All right, and then with the Knight of Wands, we got clarification card of Queen of Cups, which is the same energy we have for January. So rebalancing yourself out emotionally, but this is also about being emotionally connected, going with the flow, empathetic, intuitive, and loving. So you regained this emotional balance after being pushed around or ignored. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, the Emperor energy here that I opened the reading up is you taking the initiative to get this going, to get everything, like get the wheels turning, I guess is the phrase that I'm looking for here. Okay, so let's clarify December. Ten of Wands. Yep, Ten of Wands. The Six of Cups keeps coming up at the bottom in the upright position. This is absolutely soulmate energy. I feel like this is one of those tiny themes that are running through here. It's not the primary theme. For some of you, this is absolutely the case. I just get more waiting on money, waiting on things to balance out, pay out energy here. So anyway, moving into December, we've got the Five of Swords reversed, which is shifting the energy, changing it up, conquering self-doubt, embracing change, making amends, unexpected surprises. So I feel like this clarifying the Ten of Wands is things finally moving, the energy finally moving and shifting into your favor after you spent all this time waiting for things to happen. And so breaking molds, this doesn't necessarily have to represent shattering any glass ceilings, especially with the energy that bled through here. I get a sense that this is you finally waiting for people to start cutting that bureaucratic red tape. Something you've been waiting for a while is finally coming to you after facing all of these blockages, all of this miscommunication, lost paperwork, things not being filled out or turned in correctly. You're finally able to break through it, get in contact with somebody, get things resolved so that you can move on with your life and not being held in limbo here. Because right after the blockages go away, energetic shifts change, you end up going into like a better, more balanced out energy here, regaining that balance and getting paid what you've been waiting for, what you deserve. So, all right, let's move on to the astrological houses here, Aquarius. So we'll begin with the first house, which is the house of the self. Spirit, if you can clarify house of the self. Okay, that's too many cards. Okay, we got Alchemist and Sovereign that pop up. Alchemist is all about taking all the energies, all that surrounds you and alchemizing them into... alchemy was traditionally like an old-timey version of turning things into different materials, usually associated with the periodic table, turning different elements and usually trying to turn different elements and metals into gold. But in this sense, I feel like the energies... yeah, this is interesting, right? I'll go ahead and place this. I did mention that there was an underlying theme here. Some of you divine feminines and divine masculines will be reuniting with your counterpart, and maybe you've been waiting a long time for this to happen, and then it finally does. Yeah, because Ten of Cups reversed could also represent separation. Separation energy is traditionally utilized to describe what goes on between twin flames. This could address reuniting with twin flames. Because we have, for the first house, sacred sexuality. I mean, I'm not going to get too crazy into it, but it doesn't necessarily have to represent the act. It could just represent the union of two energies, the divine union of the masculine and the feminine. I did mention for some of you that you might be balancing out those energies internally within yourself, because the death reverse came up in the meditation, which is about internal change, internal, like an ego death. And after ego deaths, we as humans, as spiritual beings, we sit, contemplate, focus, and try to understand what transpired, what could have been done differently. How do we adjust and create and build our new self, our new version of reality, and our new way that we view ourselves now? Sacred sexuality coming up for me tells me that your heart chakra is open. You're open to receiving. You're open to receive abundance, not just from the divine, but from potential romantic suitors as well. But you're in a very loving, open energy after spending a lot of time healing. So that's for the first house. And we'll get into the second house. Second house. Okay, so for second house, I have the Outlaw. The Outlaw and Creator cards coming up in second house. So the second house represents material abundance. It's a money house. It's how we get paid in the three-dimensional world. It's that financial stability. And what you got for the second house is the outlaw, and clarification, the creator. So as I mentioned in the beginning of the reading, a lot of you are trailblazers, and you're being recognized for it in a positive way. And in order to be a trailblazer, an actual leader, you have to tap into that creative energy and get the juices flowing. But being a trailblazer also, in order to be a trailblazer, you have to go against the grain, which is what this is all about. And I get a sense that for a lot of you, going against the grain and being non-traditional in your approach to work and money is what's actually going to generate a large sum of wealth for you. Yeah. So I get a sense that for some of you, I mean, some of you might actually be choosing to question societal norms and start a business that would normally be seen as taboo, and that's how you're going to generate wealth. Take it as it resonates. But moving on to the third house. Third house is self-love. Okay. And at the bottom we have paradox. Third house is representative of communication, of intelligence, but it also could represent siblings. For this particular case, you got self-love, clarifying that. I get a sense in terms of communication and intelligence, self-love coming out is cautioning you against turning a very sharp, destructive criticism kind of perception in on yourself. It's cautioning you against negative self-talk and self-deprecation. I feel the energies coming through is the things that are beyond your control. I get a sense that some of you have a tendency to turn that inward and criticize yourself for things that are really not within your control here. Especially over 8 of Cups and walking away. I get a sense that you're going to be challenged to really look out for yourself and choose yourself. And in order to get past all of this very slow moving, frustrating energy, there's a tendency to sit and overthink, right? To scatter your energies, to overthink, and to try to figure out ways like, you know, did I do something wrong? Did I not fill out the paperwork correctly? Did I not, you know, am I doing something wrong here for this to be happening, for it to be moving as slowly as it is, for me to constantly be running into obstacles when I was doing so well up to this point? I get a sense that you need to practice self-love because some things are just really beyond our control here. You just, as I mentioned before, you really have to wait for the energetic tides to turn. So let's go ahead and get a card for the fourth house. Fourth house represents family, foundations, and relationships with family members. Ask body. Ask body coming up for this. So for the fourth house, being representative of foundations, foundational structures, and family, I get a sense that you need to reconnect with yourself. We have a tendency to give relatives the benefit of the doubt, even against our own internal better judgment. But the divine is telling you that you need to reconnect with your body and listen to the red flags that are coming up. Because as I mentioned, there's some aspect here of setting boundaries with relationships and with relatives who really want to take from you without any regard for how it's affecting you on a mental and emotional level. So just check in with yourself if something doesn't feel right, if it feels fishy and feels like information is being withheld from you, because there's a lot of misinformation here, miscommunication or lack of communication, things not going as planned, clouded judgment. I get a sense that for a large portion of 2024, you're not going to be able to trust a lot of the things that are said to you. So you're going to have to go with your gut. And that's for foundation. Okay, so moving on to the fifth house. The fifth house is, wow, alrighty, okay. The fifth house is the house of natural talents. It's natural talents, it's the house of luck, it's the house of real estate, of the stock market. A lot of lottery winners have aspects between the 5th and the 9th house, because the 9th house, if it's strong, is fortuitous, fated events, and the 5th house is luck. Both houses represent luck. Spirit is asking you to surrender because your luck has been put on pause, waiting for, yeah, that goes right in line with this waiting energy here, this impatient energy, this waiting energy, and you know, waiting for a cycle to close so that you can begin a new one. And you're frustrated with it because you're feeling like your luck is not on your side. The universe is telling you that your luck hasn't gone away. You're just being put on hold. You're being put on pause right now. And so the best thing for you to do is to really delve in deep, spiritually, mentally, and wait. I do realize that with important things, especially when it comes to finances, that waiting is the hardest part. Waiting for approval on whatever this might be. I realize that that's the hardest part, but the universe is telling you that it's being worked on, it's manifesting, you're being asked to wait. Okay, so let's get into the 6th house. Okay, 6th house is an interesting house. It's a house of conflicts. Hold on, let me get my cat real quick. Really? Please get down. Please get down. Okay, so for the 6th house, it's the house of pets. Funny dealing with my cat addressing the house of pets. It's the house of, it could be the house of litigation, of conflicts, right? It could be the house of open enemies, but it's also the house of healing, the way you heal, the way you stand in your power after addressing a conflict. And you have the creator that popped up for the 6th house. So I feel like you are still the controller and the creator of your own destiny, but also a creator could represent what the deity that created all things. And as I mentioned surrender being in the 5th house, I'm getting a sense that creator is asking you to hold off, to be patient, because the divine is creating, it's working on something for you. So I feel like you're learning how to co-create with the universe, but in order to co-create, you have to let the universe do its job too, right? You can't be the only person creating if the whole point is to learn how to co-create. So I'm just getting a sense that it's the universe's time to step in and to move things around, so that you don't have to be constantly in this 10 of Wands energy of just trying to foment everything by yourself alone. The universe is helping you out, but it's also asking you to wait. All right, let's move on to the 7th house, which is the house of relationships, of partnerships. Business partnerships are also represented by this house. We have fate. So I did mention that for some of you, there is a divine union here. And fate coming up in the house of partnerships and it being one of those themes. I do get a sense that what the universe is asking you to wait for some of you, what the universe is asking you to wait for is creators bringing you together with your counterpart, but it is fated. The universe is reassuring you that everything that you were meant to receive is coming. It's fated for you to have it. And so you need to trust the universe, trust and surrender to the divine and not try to force it. So this goes right in line with that pause energy. Just pause, just be patient. It's coming, it's on its way. So let's go ahead and move into the 8th house here. 8th house. Oh, these cards do not want to. Okay, 8th house. All right, for 8th house, as I mentioned, the 8th house is the house of taboos. It's the house of the unknown, of the occult. It's the house of sudden gains and sudden losses. I get a sense that for some of you, you're waiting on a sudden gain. It's not really an unexpected gain, but it will be sudden. But this goes right in line with surrender, creator, fate is release. There's a lot of things that you need to release. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the reading, the 8th house is that 8th energy, the karmic energy is what we'll all be experiencing as a collective through 2024. So I get a sense that you're being asked to release all the things that no longer serve you. And this could be something as simple as mindsets, perspectives, things that are bogging you down, things that are causing you to kind of battle with yourself on an internal level. But You're being asked by the universe when you're being placed on hold here. You're being placed on hold and asked to look internally and sort yourself out on a spiritual level, because there's things you need to release. The universe puts us on hold when. And I'll say this, I'll try this, say this in like a diplomatic way. The universe has a tendency to put us on hold when we're not listening. When we're being asked by divine to look at something, to observe something, or to change something, and we're not listening, the universe will press pause on us, press pause on the things that we are waiting for, and force us to actually look within. So that's the energy I get from this card for the 8th house. So let's move on to the 9th house here. All right, 9th house, yeah, patience came out. All of these cards are about surrender, release, and patience. For the 9th house, I told you the connection with the 9th and the 5th being luck. Your luck is placed on hold and you need to be patient. You had several cards throughout this reading telling you, please be patient, it's coming. And for the 9th house, the fortuitous house with luck, with fate, it's a fate house, your patience has come up again. What is meant for you will find you. Please be patient. Spirit said that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So moving on to the 10th house here. Yeah, why do I get a sense that some of you are waiting on the VA to pay you your benefits? It could be Social Security too. You're waiting on Social Security approval. I just get a sense that it's a government institution dragging its feet. Anyway, 10th house of career. This could also be like a big money and fortuitous house here too. We'll see what comes out. So we have the explorer, exploration. So while you're waiting, you're being invited to explore everything that the 10th house has to offer you here. All opportunities. There's a compass here. Trust your internal compass, but you see the heart and you see the third eye. So I feel like it's a connection between the head and the heart, your mind and your emotions. So I get a sense that the universe is asking you to reconnect with your body, reconnect with your emotions, ground yourself while you're being given this period of pause, and just sort of explore internally what's going on in your mind and in your heart. Because I feel that for some of you, you've been so pulled in every direction up to this point that you're still kind of like, your mind is still lingering outside of your body. It could be something as simple as practicing self-care and running somatic tests on you too. But believe it or not, in order to be successful in your career, you have to learn how to ground yourself and control your thoughts and your emotions, especially as you become more successful. The more successful you become, the more complex your problems become too. Just a thought. But moving on to the 11th house. House spirit, if you could clarify. The Sage. Interesting. These are all very interesting, complex energies here. 11th house is the house of hopes, dreams, and wishes. And notice I mentioned dreams. 11th house is where people go to because of its connection to the 12th house here for listening to your dreams. And right beneath this is the Queen of Cups, which also addresses deep feelings, empathy, intuition, and psychic abilities, and remaining connected. So I get a sense that you're rediscovering that connection to the divine, but also rediscovering that connection to yourself on an emotional level as well. Checking in with your emotions, your body, as well as listening to what comes up in your dreams here too. I get a sense that for a lot of you, this is going to be a prophetic year for you. A lot of premonitions are going to be bleeding through. So listen to the dreams. This pause here is designed to give you a lot of downloads. You're going to get a lot of downloads when you learn how to calm your spirit and listen to what the universe has been telling you. The universe's language is the language of silence. And so in order to understand what's going on and to receive all the messages that were meant for you, you have to silence your mind. But the Sage coming up, this to me feels like High Priestess energy here. But it's really reconnecting to that, what makes you a divine feminine, or what balances out the feminine energies within you. And that's all about intuition. So moving on to the final house here, to 12th house. 12th house, okay. Yes, trust. This is going right beneath the 6th house, which has creator, surrender, 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 patience. All these patience and surrender cards. The 12th house, though, is representative of the unseen. It's usually the house of religion, of the divine, of spirituality. All esoteric messages come through this house. So it makes sense after I've told you, like, at the universe, really, after the universe has asked you to please be patient, release everything, surrender, you are being asked for the 12th house, the house connected to the divine, to trust the divine, to trust the unseen, the unknown. All of these 5-dimensional energies and spirit is working in your favor. Really try to take advantage of this period where you're being put on pause, because us being put on pause is when we actually grow the most, in my opinion. So this is very interesting. And going right back to the Oracle card, I feel even for some of you, a lot of the molds that you're breaking are psychic and mental molds, emotional molds, psychic barriers that you're breaking within yourself, barriers that stand in between you and divine messages that were meant for you. So this was a really complex, interesting reading, Aquarius. I recommend that you watch. There's a lot of messages that came out here. I feel like it's because a lot of you have so many downloads waiting for you from Spirit, that Spirit is just trying to give me tidbits of all the things that are going to be downloaded into you once you take advantage of this pause period here. A lot of things waiting for you, but it feels like your intuition is closed off because you're just really impatient, and you have to expel all of these energies that are causing you all this frustration and distracting you from what's meant for you. So try to rewatch this video a few times to see all the tidbits that Spirit's trying to give you here. Bookmark it and come back to it when you can. But that is all I have for you. Take everything as it resonates, and shalom, and I will see you next time.